On page 10453 of this 500-page business/attack plan/book, we'll take a good hard look at Darling Kindersley's DK's 183 Books Complete Idiot's Guide, John Wiley & Sons' 366 Books for Dummies, Houghton Mifflin Harcourt's 700 plus books, Cliff Notes, and compare and contrast their business models with 3JUN Media's one book, Top Wikipedia, Top WikiLeaks, DBA Doing Business as top-Wiki or top-Wiki. Kind of like you can spell Coca-Cola two different ways, all caps or otherwise. In the context of Microsoft's Windows 95, we'll talk about top-Wiki's first major release date as a PFP, polished finished product, that self-updates using an executive editor who maintains a meme count limit, kind of like a word count limit. We'll also talk about my/our invention of an idea value hierarchy chain, blockchain for memes, in the context of Dr. Thomas Frey's, IBM's most awarded engineer of all time, 270 awards, now a futurist at the Da Vinci Institute, challenge for you and I to create a product service that enables self-paced instant learning versus Harcourt's, DK's, and Wiley & Sons' endless learning products and services. Also major social economic assets. Suhan, endless learning is a bit like inflation versus deflation. Both are important. Sohi, as you probably noticed, Dad needs to sleep more than most people, 10 to 12 hours each day. I'm basically the most well-rested person in society. Whenever you see me walking around in society, I've literally slept more than every other person you see. It's why Mom goes around the house smacking his butt and saying so loud that the neighbors can hear, "Big bum." It has a double meaning, and it's almost certainly something your great aunt Annem told her to do. I use sleep to de-stress instead of overeating, drinking alcohol, or turning to drugs. So sleep is literally my superpower. It's why I have more discipline than everyone else, because I sleep more than everyone else. There's kind of a weird and twisted irony. If I live to be 100, I've literally spent half my life asleep. It's crossed my mind many times, being a weird thing to think about. Like Joe Cross and that documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead 2, admits to, Dad gains weight when he's stressed and I choose not to turn to Desoxyn, methamphetamine, to deal with it. Desoxyn is a prescription for methamphetamine. It's most popular in Hong Kong, the center of the civilized world and center of capitalism and the capital of capitalism. Used to be New York City, now it's Hong Kong. And just like New York City, the city that never sleeps, well, Hong Kong, they use the most Desoxyn, just like Harvard uses the most Desoxyn. Unless he gets 10 to 12 hours of sleep each day, 8 hours at night, and 1 to 2 hour naps throughout each day, 2 to 2 hour naps if your mom is PMSing or someone triggers your dad's PTSD. Keep this in mind. One of the only ways I can avoid overeating or doing drugs or drinking alcohol or fluctuating in weight, going up and down, is when I feel stressed, I go to sleep. My grandpa used to do the same thing, Bill Stipig. He'd pull the car over randomly on the side of the road and take naps. But I treat it exactly like medication. So if I wasn't medically retired, I would be totally screwed, because no job in the world would allow me to take 2 2-hour naps each day in addition to 8 hours of sleep. And that being the case, I would probably murder someone on the job. Keep in mind, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, by definition, is a stress disorder. No matter what your mom ever does, you and Suhan must help me always be faithful to only her. You will each find a male mate much more perfect than me. And that's from one of my favorite quotes, that a father is a son's first hero and a father is a daughter's first love. So 9 and 3, You're not born yet, 22 May 2020. But since you're reading this, good job crossing the barrier between worlds. You're now an emergent energy gene life form from a hive. Mother, father doing things they shouldn't be doing, create an emergent life form in the past. Just as Earth's gravity is 1g for relative measurement, we still consider ourselves as a species at the center of the multiverse, or universe. What's below inside of us is considered microbiology, and what's above around us is considered aggregate or macrobiology. You and I are somewhere in the middle. 1, biology. So, in order to get every single person on the same page on planet Earth, we might as well just peg ourselves as 1. Like we have 1g, Earth's gravity, for all relative analysis and astrophysics. We might as well just peg this as like 1. Like a male and a female human creating an offspring. And when they're all connected together, bumping uglies and all that good stuff, we might as well peg that as 1 for relative analysis of everything else. Until at some point in the future, 700 plus years, somebody figures out a much more intuitive way. Because if we make science to where only 10 or 20 other people on planet Earth can figure out what the heck we're talking about, because it's like so extremely not intuitive by design to be the ultimate elitist sport at the expense of the progression of our species and other things, let me not go on that topic right at this moment. In time, if I haven't already, I'll teach you everything my peers and I know about engineering. Female, femate, and then simultaneously femate turns back into female, or force equals mass times acceleration at the point the male goes away, or the female consumes the male for fuel, etc., etc., etc. And epidemiology, nuclear science, hold me to this. It's a big, fun, and often very scary world out there. I know that from being in war. There was a 2-month time period in our war in Iraq where I truly wish I had never been born. I was in hell to such an extreme. I begged God to have never been born. I was in so much pain. So when I say big fun, I mean it. It's big, it's fun, and it's often a living hell, being alive, being a human. World out there and inside us, very competitive, very, very competitive. The point people are willing to steal, kill, risk their life for things, or even like Chelsea Manning, she's like, hey, I'll go to jail to bring this knowledge to the public's attention, and many other things I can think about. We love you. So we heart love emergent life form sub male 9 and 3.